It has recently come to light that Lewis Hamilton, during his first few races with Ferrari in the 2025 Formula One season, has been competing at a noticeable disadvantage compared to his teammate Charles Leclerc. The issue stems from a fault in Hamilton's SF-25, specifically a component related to the floor of the car. While it might sound like a small technical hiccup, in the world of Formula One, such an issue can drastically alter performance across a Grand Prix weekend. This revelation brings a lot of questions to the surface, and it's already creating ripples in the paddock and amongst fans alike. Lewis Hamilton himself confirmed the problem in a post-race interview, stating that on his side of the garage, there was a problem with the floor that had been present from the very first race of the season. This wasn't a sudden failure, it persisted across 3 consecutive races, suggesting it was either an issue that wasn't identified quickly enough, or one that Ferrari chose not to address immediately, due to broader upgrade plans. Whatever the reason, the outcome was clear. Hamilton was consistently running a compromised car. Now let's understand why this is such a big deal. Formula One is a sport of margins. Tiny fractions of seconds make all the difference. Hamilton stated that the problem was costing him around 1/10 of a second per lap. While this may seem small on the surface, the cumulative impact over an entire race is significant. At a track like Suzuka in Japan, which has a race distance of over 50 laps, losing 1/10 per lap adds up to more than 5 seconds over the entire Grand Prix. And that's assuming all other factors remain equal, which they rarely do in Formula One. A 5-second deficit isn't just about being behind your teammate on track, it's about how it impacts your entire race strategy. It changes your pit stop window, potentially puts you in traffic when you come out of the pits, and makes overtaking much more difficult. In a sport where undercuts and overcuts are common strategic plays, being slightly out of position due to a component fault can derail your entire race. What's even more frustrating for fans, and probably for Hamilton himself, is that this issue could have been spotted during pre-season testing. These are the weeks when teams push their cars to the limit, trying to identify weaknesses or failures before the actual racing begins. That this problem slipped through the cracks raises serious questions about Ferrari's quality control and testing protocols. Was it a freak failure? Did it happen after testing but before the first race? Or was it something that developed over time due to aggressive driving over curbs, which F1 drivers often do, to gain 1/10 of a second? It also brings up the broader concern of Ferrari's operational consistency. Time and time again, Ferrari seems to be caught in a cycle where they end one season on a strong note, but begin the next one on the back foot. Despite finishing the 2024 season with arguably the quickest car on the grid, they've started 2025 with problems that are not just performance-related but fundamental to reliability and equality between their drivers. How is it possible that a team with such resources and history allows this to happen? Some fans may point to Ferrari's upgrade schedule as a possible explanation. Reports indicate that Ferrari already had a new floor planned for the SF-25, set to be introduced at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Perhaps they chose not to fix the faulty part on Hamilton's car because they were already working on a complete redesign. From a resource and logistical standpoint, that's understandable. Why pour time and effort into fixing an old part when a new and improved version is around the corner? But the risk here is clear. By choosing to wait for the upgrade, they knowingly allowed one of their cars to run below optimal performance for 3 races. It's not just about the car, though. It's about the messages coming from within the team. When Hamilton, Leclerc, and team principal Fred Vasseur were asked about the new floor, they all gave slightly different answers. Hamilton suggested it would recover his lost time. Leclerc described it as an upgrade, meant to improve the car's overall pace, and Vasseur claimed it was more of a fix than a performance gain. This mixed messaging only adds to the confusion and makes it harder to understand what's really going on at Ferrari. Let's consider how these different interpretations could affect team morale and driver confidence. For Hamilton, who's new to the team and likely still adjusting to a new environment, it must be unsettling to feel like he's not being given the same machinery as his teammate. For Leclerc, it creates a different kind of pressure. He might be expected to outperform a teammate who's driving a compromised car. And for the team principal, Managing these narratives in the media while trying to maintain unity within the team becomes a difficult balancing act. It's also important to look at the broader implications of this situation. If Ferrari's internal communication is this muddled, what does that say about their ability to execute race strategies, manage upgrades, and adapt during a race weekend? These are crucial elements that determine whether a team can consistently fight at the front or remain stuck in the midfield. Now, despite all of this, Hamilton's performance in China deserves recognition. Even with a damaged or underperforming car, he managed to show his class, particularly in the sprint qualifying and sprint race. This is a testament to his skill and experience. It also makes you wonder just how much more he could have achieved had he been in a car that matched Leclerc's in every way. Looking ahead, the Bahrain Grand Prix could be a turning point. Ferrari's upgraded floor is expected to be a significant development. But again, what exactly is this floor? Is it a genuine upgrade designed to enhance the car's aerodynamic, efficiency and performance? Or is it a modified part intended to fix the reliability issue that plagued Hamilton's SF-25? The distinction matters because it sets the tone for how we view Ferrari's development path this season. If it's just a fix, then it means Hamilton will finally be on level terms with Leclerc, and we can start to get a clearer picture of the true pecking order between the two drivers. If it's a genuine upgrade, then the expectation is that both cars should take a step forward, potentially allowing Ferrari to close the gap to Red Bull or even challenge for wins more consistently. There's also the possibility that this upgrade could be both a fix and a performance gain. In that case, Ferrari fans have every reason to be excited. But again, the lack of a consistent message from within the team casts doubt on what we should realistically expect. This entire situation also brings into question Ferrari's decision-making processes. If they knew Hamilton's car had an issue that was costing him performance, why not at least communicate that clearly and transparently? Fans are intelligent and passionate. They understand the complexities of F1. If you explain that you're taking a short-term hit to prepare for a long-term gain, most will accept that. But the ambiguity and mixed messages only serve to create frustration and speculation. The timing of all this couldn't be worse. With Red Bull looking slightly more vulnerable than in previous years, and teams like McLaren and Mercedes making big steps forward, Ferrari needs to be firing on all cylinders. Any internal misstep, however minor it may seem, can be the difference between a podium and a fifth-place finish, or between a championship challenge and another season of what-ifs. As for Hamilton, the situation is especially disappointing. He made the bold move to leave Mercedes, a team he helped build into a dynasty, to join Ferrari in hopes of writing a new chapter in his legendary career. To have his start hampered by something as fundamental as a faulty floor must be deeply frustrating. But if there's one thing we know about Hamilton, it's that he thrives in adversity. He's used to fighting back, adapting, and pushing his team to greater heights. The next few races will be crucial in shaping the narrative of Hamilton's debut season with Ferrari. If the upgraded floor delivers as expected and Hamilton starts closing the gap to Leclerc, or even surpassing him, then this rough start might soon be forgotten. But if problems continue to arise, and inconsistencies remain in communication and performance, it could set the tone for a long and difficult campaign. In the end, Formula One is a team sport, as much as it is an individual one. The driver can only do so much with the tools he's given. It's up to Ferrari now to provide Hamilton with a car that matches his talent and ambition. The upgraded floor might be the first step in that direction, but it has to be backed by a clear, unified strategy and better internal communication. Let's not forget, this is a team that has been chasing its former glory for over a decade. Every move they make is under intense scrutiny, and expectations are sky-high. They've got one of the greatest drivers in the sport's history in their lineup, a competitive car that showed promise in 2024, and a hungry teammate in Leclerc. The pieces are there. It's about putting them together the right way. Only time will tell if Ferrari can overcome these early season missteps and mount a real challenge in 2025. But one thing is clear, the spotlight is firmly on them now, and with Hamilton in the red suit, the pressure has never been greater.